All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Delinquents campaign. Our last session was session 21 on January 7th of 2022. Our new session here is session number 22 on February 4th, 2022. The events of the previous session are as follows. So, after a surprise attack on the party by members of a rival, unknown organization wielding a terrible new weapon, unrecognizable by the rest of the party, Cecilia, as well as the rest of the party, were badly injured, attempting to avoid the hail of gunfire that rained from the gear carriage in the drive-by attack. Rushing into action, the rest of the party quickly assumed defensive positions as they tried to avoid the further rain of gunfire from these mystery attackers. With Cecilia lying out in the open, Gutter Snipe dragging Mr. Cairo Vangelis to safety in a nearby alleyway, and the rest of the party members engaging with the carriage. During this combat, both Aaron and Ashim were struck by the carriage. Aaron being thrown into the middle of the road, and Ashim being pinned between the now broken carriage and an old light fixture, as the surviving members of the carriage were thrown onto the road as well, prompting Agval to quickly, wreck their shit. Several small fires were started that erupted into an inferno in a nearby parked gear carriage, as the rest of the members of this rival gang were dispatched by the collective, and Cecilia's body was dragged away by Palmer to perform emergency medical services upon.
Holy shit, the collective was there?
Collective are here?
Did I say the collective?
Yes.
The Delinquents. Yes. This is what happens when there isn't a session summary written. Anyways,
The end of it, like you asked.
so after dispatching all of the members of the enemy gang, the majority of the party quickly turned their attention to Cecilia, who was very quickly bleeding out, sputtering, and just barely clinging on to life in Palmer's arms as he had desperately attempted to fix her wounds to no avail. The party surrounded her, with Ashim also desperately attempting to fix her wounds, unfortunately to no great effect. And in the dim lamplight of the cool Squid City night, Cecilia died in the arms of Palmer and surrounded by her friends. As the inferno raged greater and hotter in the parked gear carriage, Mr. Cairo bid the party to hop into the old crashed carriage so they could make a safe getaway in case anyone else came to get them. The party piled into the gear carriage, with Cairo taking the wheel, turning around the gear carriage and driving it down the road away from the site of the attack, as window lights flicked on and the citizens of this street began to realize just what was going on. While driving back, the party sat quietly in the back of the carriage and lamented the loss of their friend, when they began hearing strange utterances from Mr. Cairo. Those expected of him to be senile and nonsensical, it seemed that he had completely forgotten the existence of their now dead friend, Cecilia. And as he continued to preach about how lucky the seven of them were to survive, the party watched in horror as Cecilia's body began to crumble from the inside, her wormwood amulet cracking and then shattering into pieces that scattered amongst the interior of the carriage, smoking and hot, before her body quickly crumbled into nothing but dust, filling the air with a thick miasma of effectively coal dust before dissipating into the air. Let's see. Horrified by this, but completely confused at what had just happened, the party tried to wrap their heads around these events before they parked outside of the Parliamentarian, parked outside of the Clock Tower Market in downtown Squid City. There, they exited the gear carriage and entered into the Parliamentarian, where Nightingale and Dello awaited them. Both Nightingale and Dello expressed concern that they were covered in blood, ash, and whatnot, but they quickly ascertained that both they and Cairo had all managed to escape relatively unscathed, with both Nightingale and Dello also oblivious of Cecilia's existence, as if she had never been real at all. Without any time to ponder this, Nightingale took Cairo away with some of his men, thanking the party for keeping him safe and promising to put in a good word with a higher up in his quote-unquote organization before disappearing into the night with Cairo in tow. Dello sat them down and proceeded to give them the lecture of a lifetime, explaining that he did not want these events to come to this, and that he was very worried that upon their second meeting that this eventuality would come to pass. Unfortunately, he was correct, and Dello provided the party with an abundance of knowledge of just what kind of situation they were in and who they were dealing with. Giving the party an ultimatum in regards to their safety, he offered them an opportunity to join him as associates of the Malero crime family in Squid City. Agval, Guttersnipe, Ashim, and Aaron all agreed after quick deliberation, with Palmer and Lauva unsure as to whether or not they could make such a commitment. As a show of good faith and for their own protection, both Palmer and Guttersnipe were given 2 handguns, 2 flintlock pistols, from Dello's collection. And Dello prepared a gear carriage for them to return to the University of Squid City. Even more confused by the events of the night, now processing the mass amounts of information that they had received from both Dello and others during this long Tuesday. I hate Tuesdays. The party eventually arrived back at the University of Squid City, where they silently walked through the nighttime campus, finally coming upon their dormitory and climbing the creaky old stairs to their suite at the top of dormitory number 2. As they came up upon the top of the stairwell, they watched as a familiar individual rounded the corner from a different area of the dormitories, Maple. And to their great surprise, Maple greeted them and then expressed, let me rephrase that. Greeted them to their great surprise, and then to their great surprise, asked them where Maple, fucking Christ. And the session's over, everybody. And asked them, I don't even remember Cecilia, it seems, and asked them where Cecilia was. And that is where we left off with our last session. So, are there any questions, comments, or concerns before we begin?
I have one question. What were the 2 groups? The 2 mob groups? What were their names again?
Sure. So the group that you are associated with are the Molero family, Molero.
Okay.
And your opposing group are the Diavettos, Diavetto, Diavetto.
Okay, gotcha.
I have a question. What race is Dello?
Dello is a forest gnome.
Okay. You were right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do recall, and I'll answer another question. You do recall that all of the official, to be an official member of the Molaire organization, you must be a rock gnome. And for the Diavettos, it is the inverse. You have to be a forest gnome. So there are, in fact, racial limitations to membership into these groups. So,
This racism.
if there are no other questions, we will begin. Okay. Seeing none. So, if you'll join me over by the little dormitories map on the University of Squid City big map, you all, after a very, very long Tuesday, silently and filled with fatigue, you trudge up the old stairs up to your dormitory on the top floor of dormitory building number 2. And as you round the corner, you watch as Maple exits from a doorway, closes it behind her, and notices that you are there. As she notices you, she turns and kind of gives you an expectant smile and says, "Oh, hi guys. Hey, where's Cecilia?"
Um,
Wait, what did you just say?
I asked where Cecilia was.
I'm gonna like look over to Aaron and Lauba and kind of like, what's going on?
I don't know.
People,
I look over the lava.
I don't know how to tell you this, but she got kind of hurt on our outing,
Oh no.
and um and won't be here for a while, forever.
You see a wave of concern wash over her face, and she's, "Oh, what do you mean a while? I mean, like a few weeks, a month? I mean, where is she?"
Uh, sh- she's gone. She left to go to a better place.
She's spending some time with her family right now.
Her extended family.
Roll deception.
Both of us?
One of you, and you'll get advantage for who is assisting whom.
I told the lie, so
Okay. I'll assist.
uh, 17.
Okay. Okay. She looks at you, Ashim, and her brow furrows, and she says, "Uh, she's visiting extended family. I mean, how? How did she even get? Are they here? I don't understand."
No, they're back where she came from. She never told us, or she never really told me where she lived. But it became a surprise to both of us, or to all of us. I mean, she just got here, and it was weird that she was already leaving so quickly. I don't know if she's gonna come back.
That doesn't make any sense. Oh, You're messing. Oh, oh, you know what? I can't believe you. You must be talking with. You must be talking with Gadway too. He's been messing with me all day, pretending that she doesn't even exist. I've tried to talk to her about him like 4 times, and every time he says, "Oh, well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who you're talking about." And all right, very funny. Where is she?
Okay, so I look at Maple dead in the eyes, and I'm like, Cecilia got shot and died, and she has completely dispersed into ash.
At this point, I slap him upside the head. Come on, Aaron.
Can
Hey,
I
please
try
grab
and
me my
dodge
Crown
that?
Royal bag of dice.
She looks at you. Roll persuasion.
Okay.
Man, for real.
Oh man, this is not an easy situation. Okay.
So yeah, obviously, then the best
It's-
choice is just straight up say, "Yeah, our friend got murdered."
Well,
and
it's
turn into
better
a pile of
to
dust.
fucking lie about it. So, 18.
Okay. She looks at you for a moment, and she's like, "Stop! Come on, stop lying."
I,
And then you see a wave of realization dawn upon her face as she understands that this incredulous lie that you just told, this bold facade that you're keeping on, is in fact real. And she looks around for a moment, just unable to bring herself to words. And what? How did? Oh my God! Oh dear! How did that even happen? What do you mean? She got how did something like that happen? You watch as tears quickly begin streaming down her eyes, or from her eyes and down her face.
Look, hey, can we maybe go to our dorm and talk about this?
yeah, I think that would
I
be.
feel like it's not going to be. We don't want you out here just outside. And we could tell you more about it. Maybe someplace quieter.
She doesn't say anything, and she just simply buries her face in her hands and just loudly sobs into her hands. Um, Palmer Palmer looks at all of you, and she's like, "Oh man, oh." You see tears welling up in his eyes too. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'll get the door. Okay." He kind of just shimmies past her as awkwardly as possible, and opens up the door. And he looks. He's like, he doesn't
I look
say,
at Palmer and I'm kind of like, yo, man.
and hey, Maple man, come on, we gotta go inside. Come on. And he kind of grabs her shoulder, and she immediately knocks it away and looks at him. You cannot see from the angle what kind of look she gives him, but you can see upon his face that it is powerful. And she continues to sob openly as she quickly walks into the dorm room. And if you'll join me over on the dormitory map. You all filter in silently as Maple immediately walks into the center of the room and begins pacing back and forth with her hands in her face in her hands, just sobbing and desperately trying to understand what is going on. You all pour into the room and stand there as she just sobs and hyperventilates at the realization of Cecilia's death. Yeah, she just, after a time, you you stand there quietly for what feels like an eternity before finally she just kind of stops and she looks at you, her hands coming down just far enough to reveal tear-stricken eyes. How did that happen? Oh, 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 you, t- tell me, tell, tell me what happened.
Um,
What?
we we were out doing some errands in town for a friend, and we got in a dangerous neighborhood, and she 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 saw people coming and ran in front of us and tried to protect us and got shot.
Maple, were you there when there was that big event with the?
Hold on, we've got connectivity issues for a second. One moment.
Rip.
Sorry about that. Anyways, oh, I don't want to share my screen. And could you repeat what you just said, Ashim?
Yeah, Maple, were you there when that big event with the flying ships happened a while back ago?
She. Yeah, yeah, I was there for the extra credit. Uh, well, I don't understand what that has to do with anything, though.
We we've been we've got reason to believe that the people involved with stealing the one airship that you might have heard about in the news are the same people that did this.
Well, okay, and well, well, how were you involved with it then?
It's there's a lot of things that we don't understand, and we had our time to grieve. So I mean that's partially why we're not also bawling messes right now, but believe me, the pain's still there. Uh,
Oh, time to grief. When did it happen?
last night, but
Oh, it's not even last night.
Well, it's
oh
probably like
god.
It
4 hours
was
It's been
ago. or
one day,
something.
man.
it was about 2
Well, what
hours
time is it
ago.
right now? Is it still like evening?
Yeah.
It's around like midnight at this point. It is
Okay.
it is still the night of Tuesday, October 1st.
Okay. Let me modify that. It I mean, when something like that happens, minutes can feel like years, you know. So that's
It's been it's been 2 hours and that's it.
I'm not trying to say that we've gotten over it. There's but if we want to fix the mistake that happened, we can't mull over in what did happen if we want to fix it, you know. And there's
What I'm sorry. What is there to fix? What is there to fix? She's going down.
Um, I'm gonna like walk past her and go into our bedroom if I can.
You do so.
And kind of rummage through Cecilia's side of the room to see if I can find anything.
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
Two.
2.
Oh,
Yeah.
oof.
Okay.
You find a twig.
Um Yeah, Lauva, you find you pour through, you just kind of start tearing up the the small little corner where Cecilia has kept her things. Um and you were really unable to find much. Um but you do find one thing. There is a small potted plant that has been overturned. Its dirt has spilled everywhere and fallen into the cracks of the old dry wood of the dormitory. You see that it is a small, very once well curated little bonsai tree type thing. Um, though it seems that it has fallen over, um, and been accidentally trampled or something.
I- I'm gonna try to gather the soil kind of back in the pot to see if I can, like,
Okay.
push as much of it back up as I possibly can.
Okay. You do so. Most of the soil has been spilled. Many of the roots have snapped or been ripped out, and a few of the twigs have been broken off of this small little tree. But you pick it up as best as you can, um, recover as much dirt as you can, and stick a few of the twigs into the dirt and pick up the pot.
Are you guys doing anything in the other room before I walk back out?
Uh,
Still talking to Maple.
yeah. Before you walk out, Aaron's trying to explain. Even we don't know what exactly happened. We're still trying to figure it out and um ingest all of the info. Um, but what we know now is that Cecilia is no longer gone or no longer here, and it was a very bizarre way of her leaving. So we're
Look,
still trying to figure that out.
Maple, maybe what the word I used, fix, wasn't the right word. But fact of the matter is, our friend, whatever she was to you, isn't was killed, and the people who did that haven't faced justice for that. And at least right now, for me, that's the one thing that's keeping me from being worse than you right now. Is that the only way that I can save the memory of my friend is finding the people who did this and making sure they never do that to anybody else again. And we've got some help with that at the very least.
She doesn't respond to your. You see her react to a few of your points, but at this point, she has simply been reduced to sorrow and anguish as she quietly
Walk up to her, um, and kind of just go like, "Hey, come on, why don't you just take a seat?" And kind of try to see if I can bring her to the couch just to sit down, at the very least.
she she simply sits upon the ground and at this point unresponsive to anything you have to say.
I'm gonna go try and get her some water. We have cups. We have to have cups.
Yeah,
So
you have a few old wooden cups.
okay, well, I rinse the cup out first before filling it up with water to give it to her.
Okay. Yeah,
See
you
Laura at this point. come in. Looks like she's
Yeah.
walking in the room with the pot.
Maple, I'm not sure where she got this, but I found this in her pot in the room. It's not much and it's kind of spilt over, but I'm sure she would want you to have it.
Oh god, this one breaks my heart. She looks up.
Oh no, she gave her that.
Oh,
And she sees the kind of crumpled, wilted little tree in your hands. And where she was once calming down, just a new wave of
I hope he didn't say that out loud.
I did not say that.
That was, yikes.
You see Agval is just standing in the center of the room, and he looks around. You see upon Agval's face the perhaps the first sign of emotion that has not been rage or, well, rage upon his face. It's a curious look. There's something empty about it, but yet introspective, and you see as this big, certainly conspicuous creature with a gentility that you have not yet seen, simply walks on over to where Maple is slumped upon against the wall, and he simply sits down wordlessly next to her. He does not say a thing. He does not even acknowledge you. He just simply sits there. Palmer looks around as well, and you see he kind of wipes the tears away from his eyes as well. Though he's not inconsolable like Maple has become, you can see the grief is now fresh on his face. Lauva, especially compared to the state in which you saw him before, driving up to the university. He looks down at his hands, and you see that his hands and much of his sleeves are still soaked, caked in Cecilia's now drying blood. And a wave of realization washes over him as he sees the state of himself, and he kind of looks and he's like, "Oh God, listen, guys, I'm gonna go get cleaned up. I think, yeah, I'm." And he just kind of trails off and opens the door, exits, and presumably leaves the dormitory down to the baths area.
Yes, I'll just take the little pot back.
You do so.
I'm just gonna sit in a room because I don't think I could face Maple anymore.
I'm gonna just take a seat on the couch and kind of just wait for the night to end.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the same, just like standing up, leaning against the wall, just comprehending and just trying to understand everything.
Okay. Gutter snipe, anything? Well, is he here? Is he there
I'm
with you,
muted.
John?
Sorry. He's there. Yeah, he's here.
Okay.
I am also full of introspection,
Okay.
just kind of there.
All right. After some time, Maple's sorry. Maple's sobbing slowly, an emphasis on slowly, winds down to just a quiet whimpering before finally, after what must be at least an hour, um, she is silent. In fact, the entire dormitory is silent. Nothing more than the creak of wooden boards and the sound of the wind from the third floor whistling through some of the old cracks in the walls can be heard. It's deafening. After a time of this silence, you hear a shifting from Maple, and you watch as she raises up her head, her hair frizzy and matted at this point from raking her hands through it, and her eyes red, bloodshot. Her face, her skin is pale. The blood has been drained from it, and she simply she picks herself up from the ground and stands up. I don't believe it. I can't believe it. I have to go. I can't be in here anymore.
I'm gonna stand up and just walk with her to the door.
Okay. You do so.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'll just open the door for her and kind of give a nod.
She looks at you, and you see the tears begin to well up in her eyes once more. Even the energy that she had to muster to pick herself up off the ground was enough to start it again, and she quickly exits and closes the door behind her with a with a thunk before you hear hurried footsteps dip, 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 heading towards the stairwell and away from the dormitory. Shortly after, the door opens up, and Palmer stands before you in the doorway. He just kind of looks at you and, hey, man. You're muted.
You're muted, Jake.
Sorry. I go to Palmer. I'm like, I see you've gotten most of the staining, at least off your hands.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck, man.
Yeah, it's a. I wish she didn't learn about this the way that she did, and I'm gonna shoot like a dagger's glare to Aaron.
What?
But I guess the cat's out of the bag.
I mean, it's better than lying to her. What if she would have found out? What if she would have found out by other means? You think anybody else would have known what happened to Celia? Or Cecilia? Or known who she was?
Well, Maple had the luxury of not, at least not being there. There's a
She
time and a place for things like this.
she would have found out regardless. Okay, she
Yeah,
knows she exists.
Hey, guys,
but
come
maybe
on,
it would
man.
have sounded like, oh, maybe there was a better way to say it rather than, oh yeah, hey Maple, our friend's dead. She was shot and gunned to death,
I don't
and then
think
turned
that's
into a
something that we
pile of
can
dust.
sugarcoat.
Palmer,
Okay?
Palmer steps between the two of you. All right, guys. Hey, I'm gonna do something a little out of character here, and say I literally have her fucking blood on my hands. All right, now's not the best time for shit like this. Okay, let's calm down a bit.
Yeah.
Let's just take our time. Okay, let's think about this. Okay,
Yeah.
let's revisit it.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed, Palmer. Agreed. Because clearly Ashim has never encountered situations like this.
Hey, Dick. He looks at you.
What?
This isn't just some fucking sock on the door thing, man. Come on, yeah. I mean, listen. I get it. He's right. You could have treated it with some more tact. Yeah, you could have just not told her. Hey, by the way, yeah, Cecilia's dead. She got shot in the fucking streets, man.
No,
but
that's
hey,
not how I phrased it. Listen,
man. That's how
regardless,
it sounded. But hey, that's how it sounded, man. But hey, he looks at you, Ashim. I'm with him. At least she needed to know, man. I mean, like, yeah, we could have taken some time to come up with something better. But if she would have found out that we saw her and we were just like, yeah, she's just hanging out in wherever the hell she came from with her buddies. I mean, what? We're gonna lie to her like that, man? Fuck, shit, man. I don't know. Damn. Oh, God, I gotta. Let's just listen. It's been a long day, all right? We're not getting anything done standing on each other's throats like this. All right, mans. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm listening. I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to formulate a response, but I can't. So I'm kind of just like absent-mindedly like tapping my staff, like I would if I were to think of a solution to a spell I'm trying to figure out or something.
just looking at the ground, not acknowledging anything.
In the process of this, I wanted to strip Cecilia's bed of all the things and try to push it into the main room.
Oh my God. Okay.
Push the empty bed frame now.
Yes. Bed mattress, that's it.
Oh,
Push.
really?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you do so with some difficulty and manage to just as the three of you are kind of dealing with this, you're rudely alerted to just the scraping of wood on wood, and you look over to the source of the sound to see Lauva is just pulling the bed into the main room and in front of the big window.
Alpha, is this really the best time for home improvement?
Fuck up, Ashim. I'm just
I mean-
gonna march back inside. No.
Wow. Shut the fuck up, Ashim.
Damn.
That's one word away from being a Ben Shapiro quote. The word
What
being
missing?
switch Ashim with liberal.
Ah,
Yeah. Except he'd say it faster. Um Palmer looks. All right, yeah, that's fair, honestly. That all right, listen. Let's I'm not gonna say what she would have or would not have wanted, but we're not getting anything done by being at each other's throats, guys. I said it already. I mean, there's some weird shit going on. Some weird ass shit going on. It's pardon my dwarvish. Why don't we? I mean, dude, we got class tomorrow. Well, I gotta go to sleep, man. Ashim, Aaron. I guess you don't really like sleep. You kind of like meditate, but we should do that. We should do that. You too, man. He looks over at Agval, and Agval just kind of.
At the word school, I look down mournfully.
Palmer looks down at you, gutter sniping. Yeah, man, I don't want to go to class either, but shit, I mean that's why we're here, right? I mean, hell, I didn't walk through like weeks of war torn country and these bum ass mountains and all this other stuff just to not go to school. I mean, hell, it seems like half the shit we do isn't even at school. Fuck. This, oh, man, you know, oh, he stumbles upon his words. This is the most you've seen Palmer really emote in a while, at least in this way. While he generally has a pretty calm outlook on things, it seems that for the first time he is very much unsure of where he stands and what to do. And after a time of blustering, he just I'm all mixed up, man. I can't think straight. I gotta go to bed. You get some sleep, guys. We're not going to be able to deal with any of this with clouded minds, you know.
I look around and just quietly say, "I gotta go," and I just leave the dorm.
All right.
say to Palmer, I can at least agree with you on that.
Great.
And then I'm gonna go to my designated sleeping area. Which I actually don't remember where it is. I think it's on the floor somewhere. Over
Okay.
here.
Yeah, it's on the floor. Yeah, gutter snipe. You watch as Ashim walks away. Palmer pulls out his gun and he says, "Look at the runes, Ashim," and he lennies him. uh, okay. But you do watch as Ashim and Palmer retire to their their floor spots in the other room, and Aaron just kind of quickly leaves the dormitory.
Shit, man. Um,
What do you say?
I guess. Oh no, I'm just thinking to myself. I guess I'll just kind of hang out, sit at the table, uh, work on my gun and that magic shit.
Okay. Aaron.
Yeah. I just go to the courtyard area. Um, like this area right here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. You walk all
Yeah.
the way through campus down to the
Yeah.
quad,
Yeah. To
to
the
the
quad.
main promenade of the the university.
Yeah. And I just find somewhere like secluded in that area, and I just sit there and think, like sit down, like squat down and stuff. So
What?
a lot's going through my mind. Um, Cecilia's going through my mind. I'm angry, confused, don't know what the fuck Barreless is doing. What's
What? Sense a
going on?
musical number in minor happening soon.
Yeah. Trying to think of
That
one off the
understand.
top of my head, but I can't. So
I've got one. I've got a show tune from Faust coming on in my mind, but
okay.
anyways, okay. Do you do anything particular besides just further introspection?
Yeah, maybe doing some like soul searching, with not soul searching's the wrong word, but like some internal like observing with Barreless, trying to figure that out, keeping my mind occupied, trying not to think about what transpired earlier, just trying to um mask it. You know what I mean? Just
Sure.
masking those emotions.
Yeah. Can I actually have you roll an insight check?
Yeah, I can do that. It's 11.
An 11. Okay. Aaron, you you sit there for quite some time in the quiet, nearly empty promenade. The moon, with its soft ring, hangs high above you, almost directly above in the sky, and you find yourself seated somewhere under the relative shade of a tree at night. Very occasionally, one, two, three students will walk on by along one of the paths in various states of drunkenness, joviality. Some carry large stacks of tomes after apparent long nights of studying. Others walk with their significant others, enjoying the cool night. And as you sit there, you really you really heavily think about what's been going on recently, specifically about Barreless. And you realize something, though you don't understand what has been happening with him or why or even how. You do recognize one little factor that ties everything together with your seeming, your incidents with Barreless. One time it happened the one time it happened right after the shock of Cecilia's death. And though you do not recall when it happened before, you do remember a sense of, well, was it shock or anguish or sadness or joy? You don't recall exactly, but it was intense, whatever it was. You ponder it for some time before you find your mind wandering again aimlessly.
Cool.
And as you look up at the stars and kind of silently sit there, and for just a brief moment you see in the stars the dancing lights of the night, little flecks of red and green and blue and yellow, only for an instant, and then they are gone.
Am I able to find constellations at all? Do I know what those are?
You recognize a few.
Okay.
But after some time, do you return to the dormitories eventually?
No, I'm out there for quite some time. I don't think I return until I decide to return. So
Okay, that's
yeah.
that's what I was asking, but okay.
Oh well, no.
Okay.
Aaron is not emotionally able to face anybody right now. So
Okay. All right. After finally, after a very, very long time, you all find yourselves returned to the dormitory and able to steal away a few hours of rest from this terrible night. In the morning, you you all awaken and find yourselves just kind of silently going about your day, still shell shocked at what has happened recently. Um, when you hear a upon the door, okay, Lava, you open up the door and you see the familiar-looking human male guy, the mail boy.
The male. Okay.
Yes.
Familiar looking man.
Gender.
No, he looks at you. He looks at you and is like, "Hey, yeah, I've got a letter or like a." You see a kind of a thickly rolled parchment bound bound in a ribbon and with a thick um, SQU on the on like the wax. It's like, yeah, I got something for you guys, dormitory 332. I mean, here you go, I guess.
Thanks, I guess.
Hey, no problem. Have a good morning. And
You too.
he reaches into his mailbag and starts shuffling through a few other things as you see him just start walking down to the next to the next dorm to deliver their mail.
Ishim, this is for you.
I'm gonna look up from my bowl of soggy onion bits I'm having for breakfast right now,
Jesus.
and I'm gonna. Oh, where is it?
I don't know.
If you
I
check
guess
for
I'll take it, and I'll look the gutter snipe who's across from me. Like, do you have any idea?
He's holding his little hand out. You can't see him, but
I guess I'll pass it off to Snipe, see if he knows.
Alright, I cracked this bad boy open.
All right. Gutter Snipe. You read in thick, bold lettering upon a very official looking document after breaking the wax seal. You see that this is a communication from the University of Squid City. It states that the university's admin has realized that there is a vacancy in your dormitory that was clearly missed at the beginning of the semester. And that to rectify this, they are going to be filling it with a new student.
Looking over Gutter Snipe's shoulder with my bowl in my hand, kind of reading.
Yeah. It says that you should expect the new student to arrive sometime by Wednesday, as soon as that student is chosen and given their information.
isn't today Wednesday?
Today, Wednesday.
Okay.
Until then, enjoy your October. They hope that your classes are going well and tell you to keep pushing towards the end of the semester. Signed, signed by the headmaster of the university, Zolbir Malero.
They're really committing to this mass amnesia bit, aren't they?
What's it say?
I look to Gutter Snipe if I can take the scroll from him.
I hand it back.
What do you say?
He's
I
giving
hand
it
it
to me.
I kind of gratuitously unfurl it like a extremely sarcastic herald, and kind of basically just repeat what it was said in a sort of antagonistic tone.
Okay, you
Well,
all
basically,
you
they're
all hear the
replacing our dead
communication.
friend. Sorry, what'd you say, Brett?
Nothing. You repeat the letter to everyone.
Yeah. So basically, what that means, Lava, is that they're replacing our dead friend. That apparently doesn't exist anymore.
It's so weird. Doesn't
Sorry,
seem
Jen.
right.
So what?
Go ahead, Gavin. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying Jen got a phone call, so
Okay.
he's
Oh,
taking that.
That's fine.
well, Aaron says, it just doesn't seem right that they're replacing her like immediately.
put my phone on the charger
for a little
bit, please, sweetie?
What are we gonna do? Go up and complain that hey, your ledgers are wrong because we actually did have a roommate who was killed by gangsters, who were the enemies of another set of gangsters that we were involved with, and when she died, her entire living memory was erased from the universe. Ah, sorry, little oops there.
Thank you.
Hilarious.
D student?
I don't think this time, buddy. I mean, at the very least, it's not going to be this new guy's fault that that's happening. So the least we can do is just be courteous to them. And
Yeah.
while we try to figure this whole situation out.
Okay.
Tonight we'll have to resume our conversation on, you know, multidimensional planes of existence another time. Maybe next morning. This bowl of onions is starting to get a little bit too soggy.
Gross.
That's literally all we have is
Yeah.
fermented onions and pickled onions inside our
Oh,
food reserves. We never actually like restock them.
you guys are occasionally delivered food by the university. It mostly consists of like dried meats and bread. Um, it is very they are very normal rations compared to some of the authentic gnomish food that you encountered at Arby's authentic gnomish market. Um, which is lucky for you. Um,
Yeah.
unless any of you are keen on eating meadworms and crimson crawlers, then you know
At least not the meatworms that I got because those are kind of flattened and exploded.
a little bit. Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
say, and you know what? I mean, I wouldn't be eating bowls of soggy onions if somebody I motioned over to Agval didn't eat all the drop reserves that were meant for the month every 2 weeks.
Hey. Um. Well, you know. Um. Uh. Um. Oh,
I'm not complaining. I guess
he just.
fermented onions can be an acquired taste after a point.
You see him just like. You know. Whatever. I need to eat them. You're little. You're little and small, Ishim. And I need it myself. I need it myself.
Hey,
I
I'm
need it.
eating.
He just stares at you.
I'm just saying maybe some, dare I say, greens might be healthy in your diet every now and again.
Oh, I love greens.
Well,
So good.
I'll just eat you then.
Well, you stumped me there a bit, buddy.
Oh,
Lova.
we don't eat friends.
He stands up. He walks over authoritatively to the window and he points and he says, "Do you see that?"
Fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
It's more. Oh, it's time to run.
We have gnome ball practice.
Oh.
We do. It just kind of marches over. Tum, 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 tum. Chuck. Agval just snatches you up in one arm and grabs you. He turns and looks at you with bloodshot eyes. It appears that Agval has not slept. And he looks at you loud and he says, "Do I need to pick you up?"
Maybe.
Okay. And he walks on over and kind of grabs you too. He has you and
This isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
he goes over to the door and I can't open the door. Yeah, you open it for him. And he's like, thank you. And he kind of rotates sideways so he can step out. And he looks at the open door.
Have fun.
Thank you. And he brings you guys down to down all the way to the Gnome Ball Stadium.
I look at Ishim and I'm like, well, I'm glad I'm not his teammate.
Are you referring to Gorm or no? Sorry, Agvo.
Yes.
I mean, he's definitely, consistent. At least he gets them up and out into the day.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, otherwise they would have forgotten they even had practice.
Or maybe he's just masking his feelings. Anyway, anyway, Aaron pops up and he's like, well, gotta go to class. And just leave.
I tossed my my onion bowl into the nearby depository or sink or whatever we have, and I follow suit to class.
Yes,
So not with them.
you do all have the same class today.
Oh, all of us?
The three of you, and when I say three, I mean Aaron, Ashim, and Palmer, combat fundamentals.
That's right.
Oh.
Yes. The three of you also leave the dormitory, with Palmer realizing, oh, yeah, class. And you all head down to the Department of Martial Studies and find yourselves in the classroom where Professors Iron Fist and Gravier are beginning the first lecture on one of the most fundamental elements of combat: defense.
Great.
Rip.
The lecture is mostly gratuitous, with a very abundant use of terrible anecdotes, mostly from Professor Iron Fist, describing times in which he watched several of his compatriots or enemies or otherwise die in terrible, gruesome ways due to their poor defensive capabilities.
I'm gonna raise my hand and ask, Professor, are you suggesting that then all deaths are due to are the complete fault of the victim in question, and that even if someone had posed an admirable defense, it was still a poor job because they died?
Professor Calamar Gravier, the elven combat professor, he starts. That's actually a very good question. To answer that, and before he can continue, Professor Iron Fist. Oh, I'll tell you what. First of all, who asked that question?
Me, sir.
He looks on over, his kind of shuffles. Ah! All right. That's a good question. The answer's no. You understand that combat is a very fine and detailed and complex art. There's a reason that we teach all these courses for it. It's not as simple as attack and defend. And as if it's not like a roll of the dice is going to tell you whether you succeed or fail. It's more complex than that. There's hundreds of years of combat theory and war theory and everything, and here we've compiled it all, and we're trying to teach you just a wee bit of it. But to answer your question in a less roundabout way, no, sometimes the cards are just stacked against you. But with proper training, you can learn how to shuffle the deck.
Huh.
I simply nod.
Well, Professor Iron Fist, that was perhaps the most composed I've seen you in weeks. Ah, shove it! Ah, never mind. Anyways, where were we? Yes, so, the riposte. Class continues without much incident after the interruption. Lauva, Agval, Guttersnipe. The three of you arrive to practice and quickly get into your gear and prepare to join the rest of the team. The date for the next Gnome Ball game is fast approaching. Scheduled for not this Sunday, but next Sunday against the Mountaineers. And Coach Fleetfoot has made you well aware of this throughout practice today. Worried about the Mountaineers' strong offensive capabilities, Coach has drilled the same defensive play over and over for the last hour and a half. During every play, the foot soldiers rush you as you are beaten with their sticks. Mercifully, Jesper goes easier on you, with hushed exclamations of sorry upon every connection he makes. Could I have the two of you, Guttersnipe and Lauva, please roll athletics? What?
19.
Oh, ninth. I thought you said.
9.
I thought you said 2. I was a little concerned.
No, that's me.
A 2?
Nah, just kidding. 6.
6. Okay. Okay.
I take that -2 with stride.
Yeah. So, okay. Practice goes on for quite a long time. During practice, about halfway through, both Grash and Corwin intentionally bump into you several times during the play. Though you notice that their contact with you is mostly followed by jovial snickering instead of the rude cackling that usually accompanied their quote-unquote mistakes in the past. After a particularly strong push that sends you both, sprawled out upon the ground, you hear Corbin yell, shite. You're both knocked upon the ground, just kind of coughing up some of the turf dust that has flown in your face. When you hear some buck in the grass running over towards you, and you look and see Corwin has run up. He's like, shite. Sorry, I might have. Hold on.
It's fun, but maybe not knock me on my ass next time.
Hey, sorry. It's just really. He looks over at Grash. It's just really, it's really funny. All right, sorry. Seriously though, here, and he gives you.
Mad.
You do?
Yes.
Roll an attack.
4.
A 4.
Yeah.
Okay. A 4. Oh no. Okay. So Oh Lord. you you go to punch him, but your arm, you fell on it wrong after he just totally body checked you. And you just kind of like, oh, just kind of lightly like, wah. And he looks down and he's like, oh, never mind. You fucking weirdo. I thought, just when I was warming up to you. Ah, gosh, don't. And he kind of, get yourself up, and he walks away. You hear Coach Fleetfoot over from the side, standing upon one of the benches. Hey! Hey! What are you doing? Hey! Lava! Lava! Look at me!
I can't, you're dying.
Look! Now's not the time for shit like that! Alright! Do you wish to tarnish the reputation of the Squid City Scholars all by yourself? Because right now that's what you're doing!
Go punch someone in the nads that I'm not alone.
Confused at what I'm supposed to be doing. I mimic lava, but to her.
You just punch her? Yeah, roll for the attack. What did you roll?
A 10.
A 10? I don't think that hits.
Assuming I'm wearing my armor class is 11.
You would actually not be wearing your armor.
Yeah. So my armor class is 10.
Okay. Gutter snipe, you just look around, you're like, whap! And just bap her, give her one. Right in the gooch area. And continue on with your practice.
Superstar. Okay.
By the time that practice is over, you guys have all been battered by the foot soldiers' sticks so much that welts have covered your body. And as you pack up your belongings and you begin to leave practice, you're walking out of the Gnome Ball Stadium and you see, you hear a, oh hey, wait! And you look and see Hermes fast approaching you. He like jogs up, though his jog is more like a sprint for most others. And he, whew, man, glad I caught up to you. Hey, how you guys doing?
Okay. Yes.
I guess.
I don't know if you've noticed, but we're covered in purple things.
Yeah, you get you get used to it. My first year on the team, ooh boy, let me tell you, I was more purple than not by the time I got back to the dorms. Oh man, he gives you guys.
Strong like rock.
He looks at you, Chuck. Yeah, I mean I guess you're kind of purple already, ain't you? Y'all he looks at you. Y'all sure you all right? You seem a little I know you're covered in welts. You seem a little off.
Ask you a question, and it may sound absolutely ridiculous, but do you remember us having a
I'm gone. Hold on. One moment. All right. Could you repeat that? Sorry.
This may sound crazy, but do you remember us having a female roommate?
Um. Well, no, I can't reckon that I do. Why?
I just wish I had one. And I'm just gonna look sadly into the distance.
Man. All right, I guess. Listen, I can kind of tell that you're in the dumps about something. Maybe your lack of a female roommate, I guess. But well, I had something else to tell you, but I'll save it for the end, I guess. You know, when I'm down, I usually turn to my siblings for comfort. You know, usually usually my younger sister Aphrodite knows just how to cheer me up, but well, big brother Zeus can take me out of it too. Of course, when Zeus is upset, well, Athena, she's the oldest, of course. She's a little gruff, but deep down, we know she cares. Even little brother Stu is cheers him up, and me. It's short for Hephaestus.
I'm sorry.
But you know, well. None of them are around though. They're all back home. Boy, I miss them.
I can
Sure,
relate to that.
sure is a long way from here. Yeah, it's weeks upon weeks, and you gotta. Well, I found myself through it a very, very dangerous time. I won't lie. I don't even know how I made it, if we're being honest. But you know, man, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I worry that the planes are much too far away for me to ever get back there anytime soon. But I can hope that I'll see him again, and that's what keeps me going. That and the team have kind of become my home away from home, you know?
You know. Yeah,
Right.
I got a big family too, and I live further away from you than you.
Is that right? Well, I get it. But seriously, what I'm talking about with the family away from home thing is true. I mean, that's what I got here, and that kind of brings me to what I was going to ask. So, I in preparation for the game next weekend, well, team and I and some of our friends, we're throwing a party on Saturday, and I would be personally offended if I did not see you there.
I've never been to a party before.
Yeah, so you guys hear this word, and honestly, it is all pretty much unfamiliar to you. Lauva, the closest, it's a vaguely recognizable word, but the only celebrations you have ever really been to have been the rare festival. And Gutter Snipe, you are even less familiar with the concept of a party. Isn't that what you guys are?
Did you hear what G Snipe said?
No, what'd you say?
Is like tailgate?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like the tailgate. Not as many people there, but and you know it's off campus. We've got a place that we live by. But seriously, I mean, you know whatever it is you're dealing with, there's nothing that a good night out can't fix. And I'd be, you know, and you guys can even bring your friends. If you want.
What time on Saturday?
Probably. Hell, maybe like 9 o'clock.
Afternoon?
Did you hear what he said?
In the afternoon?
Yeah, after the noon. No, oh, it ain't one of those parties.
Love is even more confused.
Us carry weight, not real, but heavy. Need think.
Oh,
And I'm gonna walk away.
well, all right. Yeah, I got another question.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? And if you don't have an answer or you're uncomfortable with it, you go ahead and let me know. Uh, what the hell is? What is he?
Great question. Uh, I am unable to answer that at this time. All I know is he's a bird. I saw a bigger bird. Might be the baby of that bird. Unsure about that.
Man, this is a weird place. For first, they're telling me that gods other than the triad exist. Now they're telling me that birds can talk. Woo wee! It's a strange place.
Talked to my roommates about the party, and I think we're gonna need more details as to where it is. And you said 9 a.m., correct?
No, PM.
P. p.m. Okay. To talk to my friends because we may have plans on Saturday. But we could probably make it work.
All right. Hey, BYOB, okay? You hear from like within the stadium. You have exited the stadium at this point. Hardeys! You hear Coach Fleetfoot yell. He's like, "Oh, Coach wants me." All right. Hey, see you later. I'll swing by your dormitory with some more details later. All right. All right. Bye. And he.
I'm more confused about what a party is.
Oh, you become an amalgamation. After a long day of classes, and dare I say it, this is going to become the new ramshackle introspection. Um, you all return back to the dormitory once more. It has been a difficult day. The events of the prior night are still fresh in your mind, though the distraction of your classes has been welcome, if fleeting. And for the most part, you spent the day pondering your place. But eventually, you find yourselves back in the dormitory. And at the very least, it is better to be within each other's company than alone with your thoughts. You all happen to come back basically around the same time later in the day.
Roommate. Okay, now I'm talking in Hermes accent. Why would you get a roommate?
What's up?
I'm talking to the group.
Okay, you
Uh,
you enter into the door last and just kind of stand there like. And what do you say?
Weren't we supposed to meet with somebody else?
scroll didn't say exactly when the new person was supposed to be coming in. And I'm not particularly inclined to. Oh,
Oh,
well, I guess speak of the devil, or I hope not the actual one.
there they are.
You look down and see a small looking, unfamiliar gnomish man. He's got a big old backpack on. Like a really big backpack. He's got a kind of a hat with a short brim, wears mostly just brown clothes. And he sits there and he looks up and he's like, "Hey,
Can I help you?
yeah, hold on." He takes off his big old backpack and opens it up and starts digging through papers. And he's like, "No, no,
I shoot a
no.
hand crossbow bolt at the door.
Do you?"
Why?
You know what? Yeah, this isn't the first time I've done this. I'll do it.
Okay, you do
Am
so.
I within the vicinity of Snipe to see him and potentially stop him from doing this?
Um, yeah, you can roll initiative, you two.
Plus my
Well,
dirty 20.
fuck.
Okay, gutter snipe, you quickly pshing, and fire off a crossbow bolt that pshing. Oh, Maple's watching from the hallway. No,
Oh,
let me put gnome with backpack here. And the thing just kind of bling into the doorway. All of you look and watch as Gutter Snipe does this, but the gnome with the ginormous backpack doesn't seem to have even noticed. As it plonks against the door, you see it's kind of like Lauva. You're there, and then the doorway, and then the backpack in front of him, and then him, and you can't even see him anymore. You just see like his arms digging through. And he's just, "Sorry, did you say something? I couldn't hear that." And finally, he kind of is like, "Wait, oh, I got it in my pocket here." And he moves his big old backpack to the side. He opens up a scroll and he's like, okay, does, let's see, a small green man, a bird, a big guy, a smaller green guy, but he only like wears green. An even smaller green lady who also only really wears green. A sad elf and some lady live here.
No. The door is closed.
oh.
Uh,
Oh well,
Lava, are you sure
that.
you want to be getting in trouble with an admin on on our first day back?
What are they gonna do? Expel us?
Okay,
Maybe.
he described
They
all
would
of
do
us
that.
as
Your
green
your
and
dad is the head director. They're not gonna expel us.
That
looking
gives him
around
more
here.
reason to expel us.
Looking around here, I see one green person.
Yeah,
Chris
what's this
and I wear
smaller?
green, but the rest of you are not green.
You see,
Why am I sad? I'm not sad.
I know. Stop. Stop yelling. I did you. I'll turn around and open the door back up.
I'm not small. I'm 6'3".
all right, you open the door back up, and this guy has just packed up his bag and started to leave, and he says, "Oh, I'm guessing that's a no."
Do you have a room number?
No, I mean I'm literally just. Do those like? Listen, I'm as confused as you. Do people kind of like that live there, in there? Sorry.
Exactly, but come on in. I mean,
Hold on. We hate technical difficulties. Okay. Anyways, what were you saying, Lava?
not exactly, but it's close. Come on in.
Uh. Oh yeah. No. It's not for me. Uh. I think I found your buddy or something outside.
Do I
Oh,
hear
the
this?
larger green man, Agval.
Agbal's not green.
Lava. You kind of like. Do you look out?
I'm gonna like peek around the corner to see who he's talking about.
You peek around the corner, and you look around, and for a moment you can't see who he's referring to. Then you see the door to one of the bathrooms is slightly ajar. And you look and you watch as I can do it from here.
As Gorn pops out.
You look and you watch as two big green hands
Oh no.
kind of
Yeah, I think we're the people he's looking for. Gord. Gordon, it's okay. Gord,
Wait,
come on.
no, but did you say Gord?
you watch as you watch as Gorn this gnomed backpack. Wow, this backpacked gnome kind of hicks up and he's like, "All right, goodbye," and he starts walking down. And you watch as Gorn. He kind of appears. He kind of pulls himself away from the bathroom door. You see that he kind of like gets low to the ground and is looking around. And he points at you and he's like, "Move, get out of the way, get from the doorway." And he watches. He slinks back in the bathroom for a moment,
Moved.
and then he just like, "Oh no!" And he, oh sheep, and a sheep, he just tumbles into you, and you both swam down upon the ground. You land on your back, and you see Gorn on top of you.
Oh.
So you were saying Gord earlier.
Close the door quickly.
You gotta get it off me first, Gord.
To his feet.
He gets okay. He gets up off of you. He gets up off of you and quickly heads over to the door. Poof, and closes it shut. Oh man. Well, I'm really lucky I found you guys.
Gord, I want to ask you a very simple question, and just answer yes or no to this. Did you enroll into the University of Squid City?
The what of what?
Are you our new roommate?
Well, I mean, like, kind of, maybe. Not, hold on. I've been looking for where you guys live for like 3 days.
Only 3 days.
Yeah, well, listen.
Days.
Did you break into anybody's homes?
Um. All right. So what happened was he you get a look at him as he starts like recounting his tale. And you see that he is disheveled. Some of his clothing has been a little torn up. His hands are raw. Um, he's covered in like a thin layer of dust and rocky rubble. And he, no, oh, nobody's gonna come in this door, right?
I mean,
No.
they'll knock first.
All right. Well, listen, I won't lie. I'm kind of confused about it too. I mean, listen, I remember going to like a field or something, or like a clearing, and there were all these people, and you were there, and we were all kind of there, and then we went somewhere else. We went to like a tower, right?
Uh-huh.
Uh, where's the gap in our memory from that day? Like, where?
Like, we remember going into the tower, but we don't remember what happened in the tower, correct?
You remember the gnome ball game up until the moment you entered the tower, and then the next thing you remember is being in the crumbling rubble of the Department of Arcane Studies. It's not the entire building's not destroyed, but like the pretty messed up area. That is what you remember. And then
Yeah, well, I remember the tower, and when I'm pretty sure you knocked us all out, Johnson Thompson destroyed it.
uh, uh, I don't remember that at all. Listen, I just remember we like kind of went into that tower, right? And then we um we woke up, right? And I was like, oh man. And I got out of there.
Yeah, you
And
left it. You hung us out to dry, is what you did.
well,
Yeah,
listen,
Kind of
li-
just left us there.
listen, this is a horrifying place. I mean, there's
It's
like
not that bad.
there's like things that they spin and they move and people are on them, and there's a big thing in the sky and it screams every like hour almost. And all this horrifying stuff.
For a
And
second there.
and I mean, and what's that? And he points at the carpet in the middle of the room.
That was my ride.
I so you understand? Okay. So I started, I started doing what anyone would do. I started climbing down the mountain.
And you're alive?
Well, I got about halfway down. But listen, it's kind of weird, I know. But
No, go on.
I don't know, something came over me and I just felt kind of like compelled to come back. You know, I felt like there was like something I need to do.
What do you need to do?
I don't know. I mean, if I knew what I had to do, I'd probably go and do it. You know. Listen, I don't know. I don't know what I gotta be here for, but I know I gotta be here for some reason. I can feel it in my core.
So I have a gap in knowledge, Gorn. Maybe you could fill it. At one point between you getting this feeling that you need to do something, did you enroll for our school? Because we got a letter that we were gonna get somebody new.
What's a school?
Uh,
We're in a school, Gorn. What
uh,
in the area that we're in? Not here, but like the whole area, like all these buildings, we're at a school right now. It's actually called a university.
Uh, a what?
A
I,
university.
I wouldn't bother, Aaron. It's like trying to explain a sock on door to you.
Hey, I got it eventually.
Uh, uh, okay. Well, I don't know what that means, but listen, this is some. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. All right. Gordon doesn't understand.
Your letter mentioned your beautiful description of us. Mentioned two ladies. Do you remember our other roommate?
Yeah, the small green lady who healed your the that guy here.
It was green.
Oh, I think she like wore green or something. I don't know.
Oh, her hoodie. Yeah,
Oh.
that wasn't her skin, Corn. But the more important thing is you remember her.
Oh yeah, of course I remember her. I mean, I don't. I guess okay, that's fair. I don't remember like all that other stuff. So, but no,
But like,
I remember her.
But you
but you
know
know
she
she
exists.
exists. Like she like.
I'm very confused.
Oh man, we can't go through this again. Not again.
I that's I turned to Lava like that's two people that remember her, but no one else does.
I don't know, man.
I don't
It
know.
seemed.
We many people, not just two.
Okay, well, Guttersnipe has a point, but I don't know, cause maybe she considered him a friend.
Is that? Do you think that's the key point here? Is
Well, I don't think she considered Dello a friend or Nightingale. Definitely not Cairo.
but what about
Could,
Gadway?
could
Gadway
it?
doesn't
Uh,
remember her.
but I mean, like,
I don't
we.
remember Gadway and her even really having a conversation.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, a lot of weird stuff has been happening since we all like lost our memory. Maybe it's got to be connected to that, right?
If that's the case, then why do I remember that I exist? Or why do I remember Cecilia?
Oh, this is getting really confusing. Guys, listen. I I guess I'll just get to it since you guys seem like you have something important to talk about. Listen, I don't know why I'm here.
I mean, do you need a place to crash?
That's kind of what I was getting to. Uh, I gotta figure out why I'm here. I don't know what I have to do, but I know it's important. All right, it's gotta happen. It's something. I gotta do it, and I'm going to do it. And I have just in every fiber of my being, I know I have to do it. I just don't know what it is. So can I, maybe like I don't know, like stay with you guys for a little bit while I figure that out, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Yeah, man.
I mean, if that's the case, we're gonna have to put you on the trash rotation, and you're up next for taking out trash. You know, you're up on dishes next week. Um,
We have a trash rotation?
yeah, I mean,
Lava, have
I've
you
been
been the
picking
one
up
not taking out the trash?
I've been picking up your turn, Lava, for the past month.
Oh,
I
come
thought you
on.
noticed by now.
I don't know what that means, but that sounds rude. Um, okay, well, th-
Use calendar.
You have a calendar? What the fuck, man?
you don't have a calendar. What's a calendar? Um, Gordon kind of looks around. He's like, okay, great. Well, thanks. I guess I'm just gonna mostly like. I, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go. Oh, here. He goes over. He grabs the bed.
Uh,
Um,
I mean, yeah, I guess you can use that one. It's not like anyone else's.
He looks at it, he's like, what is this?
It's a bed.
The bed. Yeah.
He's,
Oh,
You
right,
sleep
I
on
know.
it.
No, I know this. You sleep. I was going to say that. I was going to say sleep on it. That's what
I
you
got
do.
you.
All right, well, I guess I'll just, like, take this. And he grabs it. He grabs it and he kind of walks over to the door and opens it up and starts dragging
You
it.
don't, Gordon, you
you
don't
in-
have to take the bed.
What?
What are you taking the bed for?
Oh, I was going to. Do you guys not, like, live in this entire place?
No.
No,
We-
Gordon. It's just this. It's just this area.
Oh.
Guy's room is over to the left.
All right, that's fine, I guess. And he
Yeah, over there, and I point over there.
Don't scrape up the carpet.
Yeah, you see as he kind of wads up the carpet, he's like, "Oh shit, you're right. Sorry." And he kind of grabs it,
That's
hefts.
like 3 million gold.
He hefts it with both hands. He's like, and then you hear he disappears behind the doorway, and then you hear a, whoom.
Well,
I'll follow and peek around to the see where he is and what he did.
just gonna walk over and sit on the couch.
Yeah, he is. He's just kind of placed the bed right in this back corner.
You do it right side up.
Yeah. Yeah, but the pillow is on this side. So he's got his feet are facing the wall. And you see he's like, all right. Hey, thanks. You know.
Yeah. The jerky piles in the corner.
I know, I didn't. No one else took the bed.
The
Well,
what?
I have my bed, and Agwell has his chair, so.
He kind of walks up to you, Ashim,
All my friend sleeps on the couch.
and he looks down at you. Actually, how tall are you?
6'2".
He looks an inch down at you.
Jesus, he's tall.
He's like, hey, thanks, buddy.
Sure thing, Lauren. Need help with anything else?
No,
You have classes you need to go to?
I don't know what those are.
Fair enough.
Oh, you know what? No, I have heard of those. No, no, my eyesight's fine. And he walks past you.
I'm gonna take about a 10-second by 10-second breath.
Jesus.
Ashim?
Yeah, Lava.
We can't hear you, Jenna.
You can't?
Your mic.
Yeah,
No!
your auto
Yeah.
sound thingy is fucky wucky.
Fuggy wuggy. Fuggy.
I'm just trying to talk a little bit louder.
Oh well, rip.
She'll reset. It's fine.
You scared her off, Jake.
Could you grab me my phone,
Oh,
please,
That's
sweetie?
normal. I scare lots of girls off.
Hey, can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
I was just trying to see if you can talk a little bit louder. That so your mic, because it's just like your mic doesn't want to pick you up sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. What was I about to say? Oh my god. Oh yeah. Ishim, if Gorn is not the one the letter was talking about, that means like someone else is coming too. And like, how are we gonna explain that we both have a green man and like a bird?
Well, you could do it this way. At this point, we can have Gorn and the other guy fight it out. Winner takes all.
I don't think that's an even match.
Or
I mean, either that or, I mean, we got plenty of floor space.
Yeah, no, I don't mind if it's another dude. I mean, you guys hash it out, but
I mean,
like,
in terms of like having to explain Chuck D and Gorn, I mean, we can just follow the policy we kind of already have. You know, snitches get stitches.
you know,
According to who said that? I think it was Cecilia, actually.
What does that mean? Stitches get stitches.
You
What?
hear from the other room. Gorn yells, "Oh, right!" And he runs out. Yeah, right. That's her name. That's who I was trying to think of. Yeah, where is she, anyways?
I look over to Aaron specifically and go, your way or my way?"
Uh, tell him the truth.
not
Okay.
here.
I turn to Gorn and I go, she she's dead.
He looks for a moment. Oh, damn. What you see a wave of understanding and surprising competence wash over Gorn.
Yeah, that's her bed. That you're
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
But I mean, if it's she's obviously not using it, so
Yeah, right. Hey, he looks at you. I get it. And I'm sorry. I understand.
there's no way that you could have known. And quite frankly, it's you know it is a little bit refreshing not having to convince the rest of the world that she even existed. I mean, at least you remember her. You know.
Maybe I can. I don't know. Maybe I could try and wrap my head around that. But what do you mean by like other people don't remember she existed?
Um,
Nobody,
let me see if there's a way that I can explain this that might
uh,
help.
nobody seems to know who Cecilia is except for everybody in this room.
Well, what do you mean? Like, I mean, we all knew her. That kind of makes sense.
Right, but
Um,
like,
can I? Does Gorn have object permanence?
Yeah. Yeah, Gorn's not that dumb.
Ah, I'm just gonna use that to my advantage. Uh, Gorn, you know babies, right? You know what a
Yes, I know what a yes, I know what a baby is. I was a baby once.
great, cool. So,
I don't
do you
remember
remember
it.
when you were
Oh, I don't. I don't remember being a baby. That is that what you're getting at?
in a way? Have you interacted with many babies much?
I don't want to talk about that.
Babies have a tough time. It's like if their mom like covered their face, in front of their baby thinks like their mom doesn't exist anymore. You know, and
Oh, all right.
right now it's like Cecilia is covering your face, and the world is a baby.
wow, good job, Ishin. Straight A right there.
Let's see if it works. Let's see if it
Right
works.
now, it's
Let's see if
like
it sticks.
It's like, yeah, roll a. I don't even know.
Oh, man, how about that?
No, come on. You're the animal.
Oh my god.
He. It's like Cecilia is covering her face, and the world is a baby. Wow. Um, he looks at he looks around at you and then out the window for a moment. He's um okay. Why?
That's the question I think we all have right now. Is we don't know why,
Okay.
and it's frustrating to say the least.
Well, you know, listen, maybe this might be a long shot. I don't know. You know, I don't remember like a lot of stuff, and I'm not talking about like in my life. I have a very good memory. I mean, like recently. Um, and like you guys also don't, right?
If you're talking about the whole tower thing, then yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
right.
remember any of it.
Yeah, and when I've got to do something here, and I don't like remember what it is, and like no one remembers Cecilia. Um, maybe all that's kind of connected. Maybe I don't know. I'm just throwing things out. I'm not really a what's the word? Um, addiction.
A what?
Um,
Addiction?
A dictionary?
yeah, like somebody who like finds things out.
Detective.
Right. Yeah, that's it.
See, that's what I was saying before. Like, maybe all of this is, intertwined. It has to do with our memories being wiped somehow.
The thing that just doesn't make sense to me though is what does Cecilia's death have to do with the tower? I think part of it has to be is if they're connected, we need to remember what happened in that tower.
Um, Maybe we can find Professor Johnson. Maybe. Check.
Um, but he's
He's
not.
gone.
I know he's gone, but like he's not gone. Gone. He's got to be somewhere.
Uh, oh,
I don't know.
damn it!
Maybe you're the baby in
What?
this metaphorical
There's
situation, and he's gone.
there's another possibility. If we can't get Dr. Johnson's help with all of this, and it's clearly that there's some magic involved. We could we could try going to my dad.
That's an idea. I like that idea.
Dad?
Uh,
You have a
yeah.
you have a dad?
You have a dad?
I'm sorry. I mean, everyone has a dad. I think.
Listen, I've got plenty of objections to
Earlier
it.
said they were all related to each other, and the one time I assumed they're not related, they're fucking related. What's up with this shit?
Yeah, big Dr. Ibn Abahad is the same Ibn Abahad as, me. I don't know if names work like that with everybody else, but
Whoa! I thought your name was Hashim.
that's I'm going to get another 10-second long, 10 by 10 deep breath here. Really fill up the diaphragm. Let the rage kind of leave. Yeah, my name's Ashim Born, but there's more to it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
it's got things to do with like legacies and dynasties and whatnot.
no, I understand. I'm familiar.
Yeah,
I get it. I'm just kind of
Like, yeah. So I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I was just kind of trying to be funny. I realize it's probably not the time for that. I apologize.
okay. You
No,
gotta
Goran,
chuckle at
it was
me.
funny. It was funny,
So
Goran.
yeah,
I'll
so
say that, Gordon. You gotta chuckle. I mean, look, the guy's an asshole and definitely hates his kids. Um, but I'll give him at least the props. He does know a good bit about magic, and things like mental alteration could definitely be, up his alley. He could at least possibly, unlock what we might have missed from the tower, or at least maybe point us the right way.
That could work.
I mean, we could also just, if he doesn't give us what we want, we can kill him. I'm totally fine with that too.
um,
Yeah.
wow,
Listen,
that feels like a lot to unpack.
listen to Sheep. I've came from a family of killing people. You don't want to go down that road.
It's pretty appetizing for me.
Wow. But he's your
Are you
dad.
gonna eat your dad?
Uh, no, that's what we have Akbal for.
Oh, thanks.
I'm
He did want to try his greens.
Agval looks over at Gorn and, oh, I I thought you meant like vegetables.
Wait, Akbal, do you think I'm a vegetable?
I'm gonna make you one, you fucking piece of garbage.
Oh my god.
um, Gorn interjects. No one thinks anyone's vegetables here.
I mean, if
He looks for a long time at Palmer. Yeah, no one thinks that. Anyways, thanks for. This is some weird shit, right? I'm gonna kind of rest. I haven't really slept in. I haven't really slept.
I got you, Goran.
Something that
I never
we
sleep.
can at least share
Yeah,
a little.
you know what? I'm gonna go. Wait, hold on. I had a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really understand the stuff, but do you guys have any milk?
You can check the fridge
There's no
Wait,
fridge.
wait.
where we keep our cold shit.
You don't.
No.
Oh, it's just in, it's
No,
in the
I didn't get
pantry.
to keep the seal milk.
Oh, that's he'll get it. Don't worry.
I mean, if Goran, if you want milk, there's a market. You can go buy it.
So that's where
Probably
milk.
some ladies.
So, all right.
Oh my god. Lava.
So that's where milk comes from. Then, all right. Markets,
Oh no.
market ladies. Okay.
If you're
Uh,
if you want, I can
Not even
accompany
unpack
you to a
that.
market, Gorn.
What is I'm not gonna lie. I don't really need it that much. I'm keen on just kind of staying here and thinking about things for a little while. There's a lot of stuff going on out there.
uh, all right. Well, I mean, we're here if you need anything.
Yeah, and I'm here if you need anything, man.
I give like a
And you both kind of like awkwardly do it at the same time, and like, all right, I'm like, we'll work on that maybe.
sure
Okay. Oh, good night.
a workshop. Night? But what time is it?
Yeah, the day has passed.
Okay.
Just
Wow.
foolish, you.
Well, I mean, we had a class, you know?
You did.
Oh,
Jesus.
what?
You
It was like a double block schedule. Class is like 4 hours.
you guys yeah, you guys have just kind of gone through um it's a bit of an extended stop time skip. You
Okay.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um
So, so guys, I mean, do we want to explore this? I mean, the whole dad thing.
oh, man, I don't know. We gotta. I mean, Lauva and I still gotta make a decision on some stuff.
Right. With the mob.
Yeah, with the mob. Let's I don't know, man. I mean that who knows where director Johnson could be. I mean, that guy was hard to find when he was here at the school. Like, I don't even know. Oh, actually, you know his nephew, right, or something. That Marcus guy.
Yeah, Marcus. He's
Yeah.
round.
Yeah, maybe you could talk to him about it. I don't know.
Yeah. We
I
have arcane studies tomorrow. We can probably hit it up. Do we? Do we?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, we
You
okay.
do. And I'm really happy you knew that it was on Thursdays. A round of applause, everybody! Woo! You remembered your fictional class schedule. You're gonna love to hear that I actually have a fictional curriculum written.
Oh God.
Is the building repaired? I mean,
Um, that's a good question.
I'll be right
'cause I
back.
mean, if
I'm
the
getting some
building's
Snickers.
not fixed, then you know.
Yeah, you know what?
Out in the yard too, so like that time that I was there and I threw bottles and everything went wrong and now I'm no longer allowed back.
let's take let's take 5 minutes, grab some water and stuff real quick, and then we'll start back on the next day. So everybody take 5.
Hydrate or dihydrate, bitches.
I'm gonna grab. I gotta get some myself. Okay. Watching the stream. You're not watching the stream. Have you listened to any of it? Have you heard me? So we're gonna take a shower after this is done. If you want to join me, I'm sweating. I'm sitting in the chair. I'm moving. Shit. Hershey's Target. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I gotta go back. Actually, it has.
Really?
Yeah, it's been more than 5 minutes. Oh, fucking A. All right. I see Jen is getting some food from her refrigerator.
Bro, hear me out. Okay? I don't know why, but Stacks are way better than fucking Pringles. Pringles are shit compared to Stacks. Okay?
I've never
So
had
much better.
Stacks.
They're like the off-brand like Pringles. And this is the one like situation where the off-brand is like way better than the original.
Oh,
Okay?
I think off-brands generally are better. I'd
Are the
say
stacks cheaper than normal Pringles?
probably. Yeah.
You can get like 4 for $5. Okay? It's nice.
You know what's not better off-brand? Oreos.
You know what's crazy? Oreos are actually originally the off-brand.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh my God, Josiah's dying.
I inhaled an Oreo.
We're gonna have a second character death in 2
Oh, God.
sessions, but not because the player left, but because the player died.
Barless
Jesus.
is gonna fucking turn Aaron inside out.
Oh,
His
that's
skeleton, his
And
skin
then
is
he'll
just
turn
gonna
him
flip
inside
on the
out.
inside.
yeah. Show that
And then
magic
Barless
mouth.
is gonna like. No, this is what's gonna happen. All right, my rib cage is just gonna plop open. Okay, and Barless is gonna be like, "I've come back," and he's just gonna absorb Aaron, and just eat him.
Jesus.
And then he's gonna challenge Demogorgon again.
Okay.
Shit. Oh shit, that was too much backstory. My bad.
All right, everybody.
Your mom's the Demigorgon?
No, it's Barless's backstory.
Your mom's the Demigorgon?
Yeah, my mom's a demon. No.
One little quick we have a quick little stream stat. In the collective sessions, I see in the little Twitch studio the amount of frame drops that I get.
Yeah.
In the collective, total over the last 3 sessions, we have had a total of like 10 frame drops. In this session alone, we have 10,915
How?
connection issues, I guess.
Us?
Don't
Or is it
know.
on your end?
I don't know. Anyways, are we all back and ready to resume?
Rumble.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Thank you.
Gorn does not come with you to class. But, let's see. All of you awaken on the morning of Thursday, October 4th, 995. And after going through your morning routine, as usual, you head down, all of you, in 2 separate groups, head down to the Department of Arcane Studies. Passing by the droves of students pouring from the dormitories into the library to the Department of Practical Studies, all along the many paths and greens of the university. It's a bright, sunny new day, and it's filled with positivity and opportunity. Aaron and Ashim, the 2 of you have the same class today. Intro to Magic, the 2nd level course. And as you roam the halls of the department, after entering the Department of Arcane Studies, you notice a distinct lack of activity. While Director Johnson himself rarely made appearances outside of the classroom, the other members of the albeit small faculty could often be found discussing Zenudian theory with other students, performing academic demonstrations, or lecturing in the many open classrooms in the building. Though you may not describe the atmosphere of the department as lively, it was at least busy. But now, as you walk past empty lecture halls and offices, no faculty is to be found. You approach. Oh, sorry, you're in Magic Fundamentals, not Intro to Magic. You approach your Magic Fundamentals classroom and see a notice posted on the door. Due to temporary department downsizing, the Magic Fundamentals course shall now be held in Lecture Hall 1 on the second floor. Signed, Professor Farah.
Downsizing?
I didn't know that we lost more faculty than just Dr. Johnson.
How big of a dick is your dad?
I don't. I hope this isn't him. I mean, he wouldn't. Well, maybe he could. I wouldn't put it past him, but
There
I have
was
to at least
yeah.
hope that he did fire all the faculty. It's not. I mean, he's an asshole, but I mean, come on, you got to have a working department to run, don't you?
I guess. Well, regardless, I guess we're going to the second floor.
Yeah. Well,
No.
I mean,
It was 102, right?
yeah, on the first floor.
Lecture
Yeah.
Hall 1 on the second floor
Ah,
On the,
is what
oh,
you
so it's the second floor. So 201.
201, yeah.
I mean, we can at least see the bright side to this. I mean, you still got Professor Ibn Abahad still here. Or sorry, Abu Mulawe.
You do have Professor Ibn Bahad here.
That's not the bright side, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't lose Abu Mulawe, which is good.
That is good. What do we Brett, what do we know about this professor so far?
Farah, she
Yeah.
is a she's a narrative. She's a native of the Arthal Desert. She's a dragonborn, a blue dragonborn.
Uh,
She's young, rather young, but clearly very knowledgeable in her craft. And overall a dedicated and optimistic instructor.
Future wife.
Yeah, she was flirting
And
with
Asheen-
her.
and Asheen's
Blue and
wife
green
would
don't
with her.
mix.
I was creepily doodling her visage in my notebook during
You
class.
get bleen.
Damn.
You guys head down the hallways, and hear finally the chatter of students as you approach Lecture Hall 201. Entering into your new classroom, you are surprised to see an additional dozen plus students that you don't recognize in the hall's benches.
I approached one of them, asking, "Hey, what class are you here for?"
You look and see a gnomish man. What? Oh, we're here for the Intro to Magic course with
Magic?
yeah, with Director Johnson. Well, I guess I don't know who teaches it anymore.
Some dick.
All right. Why don't you restart what you were just about to say?
Yeah. I don't know who's replacing him. Probably some dick. But what lecture hall are you in for your class?
Lecture Hall 201 has been the same hall we've been going to all semester.
Lecture hall 1 on the second floor?
Yeah, like this one. With this one right here.
That's weird. We got a note from our professor. I'm in the fundamentals of magic course downstairs. That said we got moved up here to that lecture hall.
Beats me. Oh, you know what? Hey, actually, well, if you're here, could you just, like answer a question for me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So we just started. We just moved on from the 8 schools of magic, and we started with casting techniques. Listen, I was gonna ask. So, what's the difference between like a wand and like a rod?
The girth.
Okay, thanks.
Anyway, I'll see you in class, I guess.
Yeah, you turn and look, and you see that the room is kind of split itself in two, with students you recognize from your Magic Fundamentals course and the unrecognizable students on the other side of the class.
I guess I motion to Aaron. I guess I say to him, I don't know. Let's find a group of our classmates and sit next to him. I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, ooh, wait. I scanned the crowd. Is Marcus anywhere?
Yes, you actually see Marcus is kind of sat himself away from. He's still on your side, quote unquote, but he's sat himself away from everyone else.
What?
Uh,
Sorry. Hey, could you repeat what you said?
uh, I initially said to you, "Hey, I guess we should just find a group of our guys and sit next to him."
Mm,
But
yeah.
I see Marcus. And I go, "Oh, wait, there's Marcus. Let's go. Let's catch up with him."
Ah, Marcus.
Okay, Marcus. You go and take a seat by Marcus.
Hey, man.
What's up, dipshit?
Get it? That's what Palmer says all the time.
He looks up at you. Yeah. Whatever. Hey,
So,
we'll come back to you actually
uh,
in just a moment. Agval, Lauva, Palmer, and Guttersnipe, actually. You are being dragged along to, well, Guttersnipe, you have successfully convinced the rest of the group in the morning to let you tag along to one of their lectures, their Intro to Magic lecture. And you guys journey through the university similarly to your friends Ashim and Aaron. And eventually you enter the Department of Arcane Studies yourself. Something feels strange in the department as you proceed to your Intro to Magic course. There is a deafening silence within the halls, and the absence of sound draws your eyes to the many cracks and blemishes in the walls. What happened here to cause structural damage like this? Was it related to the incident with Director Johnson? You peer into an empty classroom and are overwhelmed with a sense of deja vu before the chatter of a nearby lecture hall snaps you out of your trance. Entering into your classroom, you are surprised to see an additional dozen plus students that you don't recognize sitting in the hall's benches. Amongst these students, on one side, are Ashim, Aaron, and Marcus Johnson, who have segregated themselves to one side of the room amongst the other new students. As you gaze at them, a blue dragonborn woman whizzes past you, carrying an almost comically tall stack of tomes and parchments. She quickly finds herself at the front of the classroom and commands the hall's attention. ah, um, good afternoon, everyone. Uh, Please, everyone, take a seat. I understand this is a an abnormal classroom setup for you. I promise I can explain everything.
Sit next to them.
Okay.
I choose as middle of the room as I can to like be between the two classes.
You see the room, if you'd like to go down by me, is kind of front. It's kind of like benches, Whomp, 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 with a lot of space in the center.
Damn.
And in fact, we'll sit you down in those little places.
Snipe, you can just like sit in the space in the center if you want.
Snipe, do you just stand in the middle?
Yeah, I kind of set myself in the back, in the middle. That way,
Okay.
I'm at least people could walk by me, but I'm still an inconvenience.
Okay. Lauva, Palmer, and Agval, the three of you sit yourselves as close to one edge as possible. There's still a considerable distance between you and the other group. The blue dragonborn woman, known to some of you as Professor Farah Abu Mulawe, begins speaking as soon as everyone has quieted down. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. So, my name is Professor Farah Abu Mulawe. There has been some recent department downsizing due to our new director of arcane studies. But, of course, it is only temporary as he finds new faculty to fill the halls. But because of that, I am now taking on several new courses and needed to consolidate some of them to fit our available classrooms. I assure you that, well, I won't lie. I imagine many of you have noticed that there's been some strange things going on in the department, but I assure you, while many of the details of the incident are still unknown, it's suspected that a lab experiment gone wrong caused the department to suffer the damage it did. I have combined the Intro to Magic and Magic Fundamentals courses, but you will be given different assignments, of course, due to your different points in the curriculum. I will have to jump between the two of you, so please, I ask that while you are not being lectured to, I ask for your patience and quiet, please. Thank you. All right. Intro to Magic, which is Palmer, Lauva, Agfall. So, I've learned from Director Johnson's notes that you last month finished learning about the 8 schools of magic, and you are in the midst of casting techniques. As Farah begins her lecture to the Intro to Magic course, Ashim and Aaron, you have an opportunity to speak with Marcus.
Yes. I'll lean over to him, kind of be like, "Hey, so do you know where your uncle is?"
Yeah, I know where that deadbeat is. Why? Why do you even care?
I mean, we with all the stuff with the tower and everything, when he disappears, and now we've got this new director. I mean, he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy to, just up and leave like that.
I don't know, man. I mean, what do you want me to say? My uncle's a weird guy. He does all sorts of like dumb, mysterious stuff that I don't get. It's just another thing. You just what does it even matter?
I mean, you know we went into the tower. You know, the night that experiment happened. So we obviously have something to do with it. I mean, I don't remember anything. None of us do. But the only other person other than us who was in that tower was Dr. Johnson. You know, and I don't know. We've got some questions that I think he might be able to answer.
Gosh,
I'm sorry
man.
I'm trying to bring this up on you. I mean, you saw us go into the tower. It's just I just don't remember what happened afterwards.
All right, man. Listen, I don't remember what happened either. Okay, I remember we went in the tower and then we were gone. We were in, we went in the department, and the next thing I know, we were up in my uncle's office, and it's all busted up. All right, I'm listen. My whatever. My uncle's he's a dick, but he does some. I guess he's an okay mage. All right, he probably just did something, and he probably like called us all assholes, um, and then like wiped our memories, and that was it.
Well, I mean, that's true. I mean, you can at least know that he's not as big of a dick as the new guy. Um, but I mean, I kind of want to, don't you want to know what happened? I mean, where, like, do you know what you said? You know where he is. Where'd he go? Why did he leave?
Farah, Lava, and Palmer and Snipe and Agval, the four of you are just kind of listening to the professor's lecture. All right. So, now that we've covered that, can anyone tell me what are the, now that we've covered some of these casting techniques, what are the three components of casting a spell? Um, you there. Lava, you see her point at you.
The heart. Materials.
Oh, uh, materials is right, yes.
I have to say the other two.
That was the question.
Verbal. Yoinking.
She looks at you on the last one. Not somatic. Yes. Motion of the body. That's mostly correct. Good job.
I was like whispering the answers to me, just FYI.
I know. I'm well aware. Palmer turns to you and he's like, "Hey, man. So listen, I've been thinking about this this whole thing with Dello, right?
Yeah.
Um, at this point, Professor Farah turns her attention to the level twos, the magic fundamentals course. She's and begins instructing you. You guys have moved on to creation of new application techniques in your curriculum, and she begins lecturing on that, um, interrupting your conversation with Marcus. Palmer continues this conversation with you, Lava. Listen, man, I've been thinking about this. I mean, oh, dude, I don't know. I mean, I'm worried about putting like me and like you guys and everything in danger. You know what I mean? But like, what do we do if we don't accept? You know, like what? I mean, you know what Della was saying. I mean, fuck, you know, I don't even know. Speaking of what Della was saying, I'll get back to that. Why did he give us so much like info? Like, did you feel like that was just like an info dump? You know what I mean? Like with like all that stuff just happened, and he was like, "Hey, here's this." Like that was overwhelming. I think.
Yeah, he kind of talked about a lot of names, and I don't really have the best memory. There's something about gnomes. Definitely mafia. I remember that part. But like, yeah, I feel like that was a lot of information that only nerds would remember.
Right. Like, man, like he's like, and you know, with Cecilia and everything, it's like I wasn't even thinking about what he was saying. Man, it's like, but we got to make a huge decision off of all this. This is crazy. I don't know. Oh, like, oh man.
I mean, I'm in a crossroads because part of me like really wants to be a part of something and be cool like that, and the other part of me is like, um, we can't see our family ever. Like, yeah, fuck those guys, but I kind of like them a little bit.
All right. So, let's see. Let's see. Who can tell me what are the effects of a magic missile spell? Level twos. You're not allowed to look at your sheet.
Come on.
She points at you. Ashim.
The direct results of casting a magic missile spell include the creation of 3 projectiles of pure force, which immediately seek onto the designation of up to 3 targets. Uh-oh.
You're good.
My computer's fucking up. Hold on.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, the screen's frozen, so I don't know. Scream when you can't hear me.
that's fine.
The immediate designation and seeking of 3 targets, which they'll then automatically seek and inflict that force onto.
She smiles. Very good, Ashim. That's correct.
I kind of blush a little bit and do like a yeah.
Is it like a when a green dragonborn blushes? Is it like yellow?
It's
Oh,
just
what's
darker green, but it's
yeah.
also dragonborn. They kind of like their scales kind of like
Oh, okay.
yeah.
How adorable.
Um yeah, whatever. That was an easy question anyways. Even Aaron could have gotten that one.
I'm gonna be honest. I have no fucking clue.
How are you even in this school, man? Listen.
I'm just really good at magic. I'm self-taught.
Yeah, clearly.
Self-taught, you know.
All right, well
Ah,
listen.
ah,
You know what, Ashim, Aaron, no, I don't really care about what happened that much because it involves my deadbeat uncle, and I don't really care what happens to him and like whatever he does. Okay, I've been doing
Can I
that.
insight check that?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Oh, big F.
I'm back.
That is a 22.
22. Yeah. He. You can see that in his eyes, he's clearly He clearly seems exasperated as he speaks these words to you. All right, like, whatever. I mean, who cares if. I mean, why you ask me so many questions? Gee, you're like Cecilia, you know? You just keep asking questions and questions and questions.
Wait.
What?
You remember her?
All right, so when are the material components of a spell not required? She asks to the level ones. Um, let's see. Um, you there? And she points over to you, Gunner Snipe. Are you in this class?
What are you?
Are you?
I'll focus.
Sh-
You hear what he said?
I heard. She looks. Yes, that is correct. Good job. Um,
And then I continue to like doodle with my quill and parchment pieces.
Like a kid with like a piece of paper on the floor with crayons everywhere, but instead of crayons, it's like feathers.
Gavin, is your quill your own feather?
Now I have separate quills.
Oh, that's well. What are they from?
Different birds.
What
They're
bird?
from the
Your
mail,
mom?
actually.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Like, listen, I don't know. I I know that if we don't accept it, we're kind of in more danger, I think. But like, I'm just worried. I don't want to get involved with something like this. I know that whatever happens with it isn't going to turn out well for anybody. But I'm just trying to sit around and like learn, make art, and learn about like the world and everything. This is not how I envisioned it going at all.
See, man. Yeah. But like, you could make art for the mafia, I guess. Sell it to the big boys. Getting goods. I don't know, man.
Jeez,
This whole thing is fucked up.
I know
Fucked up.
it is fucked up. So, let's see. Besides experimentation, what is a way? What is a way to learn a new spell?
Make your friends do.
Aaron, how about you?
Well, there are various ways of learning a new spell. You can go find spell tones, which are pretty rare to find. That'll give you all of the details how to learn a spell. You can also learn a spell by, constantly working at it every day, or it just comes naturally to you. So it's a variety.
Was it a dream?
Very good. That's correct. What do you mean? Do I remember Cecilia? Yeah, I remember Cecilia. I'm not a. Maybe you guys don't. I mean, you guys are fucking idiots. You probably don't remember anything.
Hey man, we're not idiots. You're
One,
an idiot.
uncalled for, especially to your best friends. Uh,
You're not my best
two,
friends.
How do,
um,
wait, hold on, Ishim. How do you remember Cecilia? Just just putting that out there. Like, what do you remember about her?
What? What is this? Some like trick question, man? Because if you're trying to get me to say, if you're trying to get me to say Ligma again, all right, you're not gonna get me.
just answer this. What's the last memory you have of her?
Uh All right. I don't know. Well, we probably when we woke up in my uncle's office, and everything was weird, and there was that big half work guy there, and and we were all there too, and we didn't remember what happened. I left, and you guys left too, and that's the last time I saw any of you guys.
I see.
Marcus, are you free after class?
I mean, what for?
There's, I think there's something we got to tell you, and it's about potentially both your uncle and Cecilia.
Roll persuasion.
Can I help him with that?
Um, you haven't said anything to do so.
Oh, okay. Do I need to say something in order to help him?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, yeah, it's actually kind of serious. You should hear him out on this.
Yeah, you get roll with advantage.
Fuck yeah!
Hell yeah.
Nat 20 on the advantage.
Okay.
Like,
Oh.
it's really important.
All right. So, finally, what are 3 examples of a spellcasting focus? Oh, me. Sheem, you turn and look and see. Oh, it's the guy that asked you about the difference between rods and wands. All right. A rod, a wand, and um,
Or
um, uh, um, she kind of waits patiently for him to continue thinking about it.
See if I can like slyly like lift my staff up and like point and like kind
Rolls
of you know.
roll stealth.
Okay, oh boy. We're rolling for skills I'm bad at today. No, that's not that one.
oh, like,
A nat 1.
oh
One, yeah.
god.
What's the total roll? A 2,
A 3.
a 3. Okay. You kind of like you try to raise it up um like quietly, but you accidentally just kind of like dink and hit the bottom of the bench as you pull it up. It's got somebody put their bag over it. Um and as you pull it up, you move the bag and it kind of bink, and the guy looks over and he's like, "Oh, and a stick."
I tried.
That very close. Oh, you could a staff is what you are looking for, but good try. Two of the 3 is good. And he like, oh man, shucks. Well, I don't know. Like, listen, I'll I value I value your opinion on this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Whatever whatever you go with, I'll go with it too. I think.
Simp.
Hey, Palmer, I'm leaning towards doing it. It's just my my brother goes to this school, and I kind of just want to say goodbye or do something before we disappear, you know?
Oh, jeez, man. You're saying that like they're just gonna like steal us in the night. I think we'll still be able to go to school, you know?
Yeah, but he made it sound like we couldn't leave.
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe listen, if all that stuff he gave us, all that info is right, then they've got resources and stuff. Maybe it's not impossible. You know, man?
I hope so. Others' sake, but honestly, I'm leaning more towards doing it. I just needed the time to think.
All right. Well, let me I got to think about it more too, but let me know.
Yeah.
All right. All right. And finally, let's see. Let's see. While concentrating on a spell of extended duration, can you cast another spell? This is a kind of a trick question, so let's see.
I raised my hand.
Marcus, why don't you answer that? Yeah, yeah, I mean you can, um, but only if you don't need to concentrate on the new one that you're casting. You know, you can't concentrate on two things at once, like a conversation and a lecture. What an oddly specific metaphor, but yes, that's correct.
Totally in my head.
All right, I think I think that is where we will call class for today. Thank you all again for working with this new setup. I understand that this was a little haphazard, but this is what we'll be doing for the time being. Um, no homework today for either of you, and we'll see you next week on Tuesday. Class dismissed. And you watch as all these people immediately begin standing up. There's about 2 dozen students in this classroom, and they start grabbing their bags, picking up, ready to go. Marcus stands up. He looks at you guys like, "Listen, I gotta get back home, but you got like 2 minutes. You can tell me what you need to tell me, and then I'm going home. I gotta make sure that my deadbeat uncle hasn't drank himself to death again."
Is he home?
Oh, so he's at home.
Yeah, he's home. He hasn't left home. That's the problem. He's been at home for days.
Oh, you could have
Let's
just said that.
let's move into a more secluded area first, and then we'll talk about this.
Okay.
I'm gonna motion over for like Lauva and Snipe and Palmer to kind of join us where we're headed.
Agval kind of taps you on the shoulder, Lauva, and he's like, I think that, uh, I think that the sheep.
Oh no,
Ugh.
we lost you, Brett.
Oh, did you not hear that?
No.
No, you froze at. Oh,
Okay. He looks down. He was like, I think that Sheem is calling us over there. And you see Ashim just kind of like pretty conspicuously.
that's not one of my strong suits.
You guys pick yourselves up and go and join him. Marcus leads you over to an empty classroom, a couple rooms down. You find yourselves in an old, just kind of empty classroom with very few chairs. He's like, "All right, go ahead. You got 2 minutes."
Okay. So, I mean, Cecilia's not here. You can see that. Um, we got involved with some rough guys, and I mean, there's no good way to put it. Cecilia's dead, dude.
What? What do you mean she's dead?
She's dead.
I heard what he said the first time, jackass. I mean, like, how?
Yeah.
We
Shot by some strange machine trying to protect us because these people were after us because we were doing something. Don't worry, it's not like super dangerous. Well, I guess it is because, you know.
you know the guys that that did that stuff, kidnapped Professor Norbit, the airship uh thing.
Yeah, man. I heard about it.
We think those are the same people involved, and we don't know why they did what they did or why it was to us, but they killed her, man. But that's if you can't even believe it, that's not the craziest thing about it, though. It's like after she died and something happened, and it's like the world forgot she existed. But we obviously remember, and God, um, or gods, Maple remembers her, and our we have a half orc friend, that guy that was with us at the tower. He remembers her, and you remember her, but it's like the world forgot her, like she never existed, and and that's why we need to talk to your uncle about this because he's the last person that we know of that could have anything to do with some sort of mass amnesia, and we have to know if there's some sort of connection with this. Because we can't. Because what happens when we're gone from the world? We can't just. It can't just be like she never existed. She obviously did. We have to make this right somehow.
What if the same thing happens to us?
He doesn't say anything for quite some time. Yeah, whatever. He kind of just looks away. Um, yeah, yeah. He just starts walking towards the door of the classroom.
Marcus, don't go.
He pauses at the precipice in the doorway.
Look, Marcus. I mean, there's lots of things we can't take back. I couldn't fix her. I couldn't bring her back. But there's two things that we can still do. It's one, we can make sure that people that did this to her face justice, and we are, and we can make it so that we're not the only ones that remembered her once we're gone, and that's where you can help us. Those are the only two things we've got left for her.
He stands away from you in the doorway and doesn't say anything for some time. Yeah, fine. Whatever. I'll I'll talk to my uncle about it.
That's what best friends are for.
We're not friends.
Damn right.
And off he goes.
I mean, he'll follow through. He's not the kind of person to go back on what he says when he
Good
means it.
speech.
I mean, it's the truth. You
Yeah.
know, I can't fix what they did to her, but we can at least, do something good with it.
Yeah. Well, Palmer looks at you guys. At least that kind of worked. Not a bad idea. Uh, I should pat myself on the back. This is yeah. Well, hey, maybe we'll. What do you think he's gonna do? Just like go to his house?
I mean, he lives there, doesn't he? So
No, we could just follow him.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't really want to. We literally just talked about this, man. I don't want to just run out into the city.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Plus, you two haven't come to a consensus how you want to deal with
Yeah.
the Moleros.
Speaking about going into the city, we were kind of invited to a party outside of the university, and just putting that up on the board.
when? And
Saturday.
I mean, I don't know if a
Right.
party's the same thing here as it is in Aerothal, but I mean, we've got like galas and formals and balls,
What's a
Okay.
party?
and they're usually pretty like high stakes things. I mean, those a party that's got to be where like the social elite of the world go to. We don't even have the clothes for something like that.
Uh, the only party that I can think of is, a party of like necromancers. That's the only thing I can think of right now. So are you all just like a bunch of necromancers that are meeting up or something? Is that what's going on?
We're not really prepared. We don't have a chauffeur. I mean, the magic carpet's busted, so what are we gonna drive up in? I
Are we
mean,
sacrificing pigs? Is that what's going on? Like,
we only haven't even have enough to cover the entrance fee, which has got to be like thousands of gold.
man,
Hey,
I can't go back to
up.
sacrificing humans, bro. This is not what I signed up for.
hey, guys. It'd
Fucking
probably be
fucking
halflings. Palmer chimes in. He's like, "Hey, guys. I think you all have like a misunderstanding about what this is. Um, I saw one of these like once over in
Party.
over in down in Paradine. I was just kind of I've just kind of moseying around, nicer part of town. You know how it is. Um, and we're just a bunch of people at like some estate, like all sorts of people, and they were just like having I kind of peeped in the window. They were just kind of like having a good time. You know what I mean?
Doing
Like
what?
I was just kind of there. Like people were talking and people were like dancing, man, and drinking. They were drinking like a lot.
That's what I see a lot in the parties in Aerothal. I mean, did you recognize any of them? There had to have been at least a few like governors or
Are they like
no
drinking blood
estate
or
owners
something? Like
there.
what are they
No,
drinking?
man, like
I
ale,
mean,
like beers,
Oh,
man.
like the gnome ball team invited us. I don't think it's gonna be like fancy and shit.
or sacri. What? Um.
I mean, should we dress up for this? I mean, again, we don't even have a chauffeur. I mean, how are we gonna get there?
I don't even know where it's at. I told Hermes we were gonna talk about it, so I don't know. But
Just to
like,
be clear, this is not like a culty thing, right? It's not a culty party.
why do
Yeah,
you
like,
keep talking about
That's
cults,
the only
man?
thing. That's the only thing I know what a party is. Like we would
I
send
mean,
out parties to hunt down people to kill. It's how I was raised.
no, there's no parties don't have death in them. And I mean, the last time I saw a person die at a party, I'm pretty sure it was a political assassination. But I mean, that's Erythol for you. So you know, but
Look over at Palmer and be like, what the fuck?
Was his name John and ended with Kennedy? Is that what happened?
Hermes also said something about BYOB. Don't know what that means.
Bwab.
I mean, that's be from what I know, that's like the one of the upper torso bones in most aviary creatures. That's the anagram for it.
A byob is what we use to like tear into the body to take the lungs out and shit.
So either they want a bird bone or they want a corpse dissection tool.
Yeah, well, like what's going on here?
What kind of party is this?
Maybe
Guys
you
are like
should like ask.
yeah, I will. I don't think it's any of that shit because I've only ever been to a festival and it's like drinking and dancing and games and I
Man,
hope
Right?
it's
Do we
more
know what
like
a festival is?
my
you know what
party.
a festival is, yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Oh, a
Yeah, man.
festival. I know what that is. That's something where people get together and they have a bunch of like flying things that's controlled by air. A lot of floating lights. Yeah, I watch from a distance, from my cave pen. Yeah.
I mean, what?
You are a sad elf. You're a very sad elf. Man, buddy, that's
I mean,
Palmer
are
looks
we
at
gonna
you
even have
loud.
time
He's
for
like,
something like this? It's tomorrow. You said.
Saturday,
no,
so
no, man, it's on Sunday. No, Saturday.
Oh, it's
Sorry.
on Saturday. Okay.
I'm
So we're
sorry, I'm
going to a
mixed up.
festival on Saturday.
I mean, are we?
that's what I'm asking. We were told kind of not to leave the university, but like I kind of
Well,
want to be cool.
I don't know. Man. Well, we gotta go talk to Dello on what, like Friday? Oh, geez, that's tomorrow.
Wait.
Okay.
What? Listen. I have an idea. I know we were told not to leave the university, but what if we snuck out? Okay.
That's leaving the
I
university.
I
well,
don't think that's the
a shame.
problem.
Yes, that's part of leaving the university, but sneaking out, nobody has to know. Like, what if we all just vanished?
Aaron is going.
Shut up,
What?
Gavin.
I mean,
We
we
talked about
could,
looking
but
down at the festival.
I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen after we talk to Dello tomorrow.
We do
We
have to
could
talk to Della.
end up, going on a super secret spy mission or something and getting ourselves killed, and then we would have accepted the invitation to the party, have not gone, and then when we don't go, everyone's gonna hate us. You know,
Well,
Homies, like
wait, hold
I
on. I like who actually got invited? Like it was just the three of you, right? And he points at Lauva, Agval, and Snipe. What do you mean? Like who's gonna hate us because we weren't there? You know what I mean?
he said we could bring our friends.
Oh damn! All right, yeah, that's
Like
us.
I didn't tell him yes or no yet. I just told him we'd talk about it. So, like, if we don't show up and I don't tell him anything, he'll probably just assume no or whatever.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't
How
know.
long do you think it's gonna be until we hear back from Marcus?
We
Is
could
Marcus in
follow.
our Marcus is in our intro to combat course, isn't he?
I
He
think
is.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see him tomorrow.
You hear at the doorway.
We turn and look, I guess.
There's a gnome. Hey, are you guys using this classroom?
Kind of. What's it to you?
Well, I was gonna work out some theories, but
What?
if you're using it, I can go find another one. There's like two more on this floor, but
We're just leaving.
I kind of like this one. Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Okay. I give him
What's his
a.
name?
I squint my eyes at him.
What's his name?
What?
Wait, fast.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Jen. What's your name?
Oh my god.
That's a good question.
Keep your secrets then.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
Okay.
also leave, but as I pass, I'm just gonna. I'm so sorry for her. It's she does this.
Hey, it matters little to me, man. And you guys,
Good luck on your theories, I guess.
thanks.
You matter little to me.
Yo,
I'm gonna lean over to Ashim and tell him he's obviously working on the theories of washticism. Like, why are you doing that right now?
So that's a 5th year thing. Don't
Exactly.
get there yet.
you guys
God.
eventually, after being
Pulling a carnival of Venice.
after being ousted from your classroom,
Respect anybody should have
you return once more. Finally. Oh no! No! Oh! I keep fucking up. Sorry, I'm hitting space on the tabletop simulator and all this stuff.
Waki.
You it's about your magic courses are later in the day. And you arrive back at the dormitory shortly before the sun sets. It's still daytime for sure. It's not quite evening. Um and you make yourselves at home. Palmer, hold on. Anyways, so you return to your dormitory. Palmer looks and he's like, "Oh, man, there's a whole thing. There's a whole ass thing. You know what? Hey guys, um I think I'm gonna take an early night."
It's all good. It's been a
Yeah,
long week.
I get it.
Okay. Um Palmer turns over the hell? Sorry. I get a weird text. I'll look at that later. Okay, so you turn. He turns away and starts kind of walking over um, to the other side of the dormitory to turn in for the night. And as he's walking away, you hear a upon the door.
Him
Again,
rapping upon.
I'll
we're famous.
open the door.
Okay. Ashim, you look down and you see, you look down after opening the door to see a small, older gnomish woman standing at the door wearing a white tunic and tan breeches and clutching a rolled parchment and a large bag. She's around 4 feet tall, with, we'll say, shoulder length hair and straight cut bangs, big round blue eyes, and a wide smile across her face as you open the door.
Hi, can we help you?
She opens her mouth to speak.
Hello.
What?
I'm
Is there something you
Mace.
need from us? Say that again. Sorry.
I'm Mace. I'm your new roommate.
Oh.
It's my baby.
Who might you be?
I'm Ashim. I guess I'm one of your new roommates as well. Um, come in, I guess. I'm gonna step out of the way.
Give me the
I'm
bed
going to
back.
step into the room. What else do I see around me?
You look around and you see an interesting collection of characters. A tall dragonborn wizard stands before you. A sad-looking elf over by the corner. In the back corner, a gargantuan, literal Goliath of a man. A strange bird-like creature. A human man sitting upon a raggedy old couch. And a few other things, and you hear commotion coming from the other room.
Um, forewarning, you might be sleeping on the floor.
Oh,
Give me the bed back.
all right.
It's okay. I don't even sleep.
I'm just gonna go around the room and start making introductions, I guess.
Okay.
I'm going to, as inconspicuous as I can, but also as quickly as I can, over to the guy's room to get Gorn as, I don't know, either hidden or as, presentable as possible. One of the two.
You know, you may do that, but I think you may do that next session because I believe that is where we're going to end tonight's session. So,
Cheers.
welcome everyone, our new player, new in quotes, Bell. Hip hip hooray!
Hello.
Yay! A round of applause,
Yay!
everybody. Woo! Cool. So that is all for tonight's session. All of my devices are dying on me, save for the one that's plugged in, which is my regular computer. But yeah, that is where we're going to end tonight's session. So thank you all for coming. If you're watching us for the first time, we hope you enjoyed. If you're a returning viewer, we hope you enjoyed watching the continued saga of the Delinquents. And that is all we have for tonight. So thank you and good night. Goodbye.